What's up, everybody? Welcome to my first episode of the Project Home Show. This is an introduction to my new channel, and I'm very excited. I've been working behind the scenes building stuff. Now it's time to get the content out there and get these shows going. So the reason why I started this channel, number one, is because I love DIY, watching DIY and doing a bunch of DIY projects around my house. I've been doing stuff for years, and everybody has told me you should start a YouTube channel. Yeah, okay, cool. And a lot of time it was just deadline driven. I didn't have the time to pull out a camera and do all this extra work. But 2021 is here, got a camera, got a bunch of stuff to help me execute my goals as becoming a YouTuber. So here we are, right? So I need you to first just tap the like button, subscribe to my channel if you're here for the first time. My name is Cornelio Austin, and I'm going to be your host. Number two, I love watching YouTube to help me execute my projects. There's a lot of great people out there that are doing crazy, dope stuff in woodworking, building, renovations and things like that. So pretty much anything you want to do around your house, there's somebody on YouTube that you can watch that will help you execute that idea. It's just depending on your skill level on how it's going to come out, right? So I've been doing stuff for years, like I said, so I do have a great knowledge of how to use my tools, how to measure, how to make sure that the project comes out to, a great finish. So that's another thing. So YouTubing, and why not share my projects that I learned from YouTube with you guys? So, joining the community of great creators. So number three, living in a project home, there's always a project to document. There's always something ongoing, something that you have to get done. So while I'm working on my ongoing projects, why not whip out the camera and be able to show those projects to you guys? So it's like a guaranteed channel content. You don't have to worry about anything, oh, what am I gonna work on today for my YouTube channel? It's already embedded, especially for all you guys out there who know what I'm talking about. If you're a DIY lover, or if you live in a project home yourself, whip out the camera. If you're doing some work, you always have content for YouTube channel. Number four, getting out of my comfort zone. In my everyday life, I'm a music producer, songwriter, behind the scenes. I don't have to show this type of stuff, but I want to get out my comfort zone, show a little bit of my personal space as a father, husband, and somebody who loves architecture and design. Also, it's about learning something new every day. Being a YouTuber is not easy. You got a lot of skill sets that you have to stack when you want to do a YouTube channel. Number one, getting in front of the camera, showing your personality, and then shooting and editing. Like the most difficult part that I'm having most of the time is trying to figure out the right angle to have the camera placed to get the right shot for cutting and building and doing stuff like that. And then of course going into the editing process. But this is my first video, so the editing is going to be what it's going to be now, but I'm sure over time, over the years, I'll modify and we're going to have a lot of fun. All right, so let's get into it. All right, guys, so let's talk about what a project home is. Right, so you got two types of buyers. There's people out there who want the turnkey experience, the marble floors, the 2021 trending kitchen design, the bathroom with the freestanding tub, all that great stuff, but typically they can't afford it, right? So that's your turnkey, and it doesn't have to be all that fancy, just for a type of buyer. So a turnkey versus a fixer. So and fixer, I use that term loosely because a turnkey property can also be a project home as well. So for example, if you see like the Property Brothers, when they take people on these view properties that are in the specs that they would like, generally it has everything you want, but you can't afford it, right? And then if you're buying a home in like a new development, like a lot of the developments in the city, they also try to upsell you on premium finishes. So for example, you go into a house that has carpet, then the next model has a wood floor for $8,000 more, crazy stuff like that, specific countertops. They just putting premiums on top of the builder the builder grade materials, stuff like that. But a lot of that you can do yourself, save money on the actual DIY portion of it. You can probably 25% of that you can get it done. So for all you DIY folks out there, you know what I'm talking about. You literally get in there. Plus, it's not necessarily your vibe. So DIY, most DIY people have a vision. If you're on Pinterest, you're going crazy saving all these fancy ideas. A lot of those are never going to be in a builder grade home that you're looking for, unless it's like a Toll Brothers or some other fancy brand builder. So, but the typical house that you can buy for middle class families, and I'm talking about in the Los Angeles area, you're not gonna get any crazy upgrades for what you're more than likely gonna be qualified to buy. So the project home is the best home to buy, in my opinion, because you can just build it up over time. So specifically for us, the project home was marketed. We bought this project home for two reasons, mainly because it was a single family residence. We were coming from a townhouse, and my kids were getting big and they needed a yard to play in. So the number one seller for this property was the almost 8,500 square foot lot. All right, guys, here we are in the backyard. This is why we bought this property. We got 8,400 total square feet back here. It's about a 60 by 60 or so. So we have a nice space to do some things with. We could literally fit my house in the backyard probably 2.5 times. So that's to give you an idea how much space we have back here. So it's hard to tell from the camera, but that's why I'm trying to stand back here. Wave at the camera, Brooke. We're trying to stand over here in the yard. So over here where you see my shed and all this stuff going on, this is where my ADU is going to be. It's going to be about 900 square feet. Back here along this gate, we're going to get a nice swimming pool put in, going along the gate. And then on that side over there, which you can't probably see, we're going to have a outdoor kitchen type barbecue island fun stuff. So this was our dream. We wanted to be able to host our family, host events. We love hosting, and we got more than enough space to do that. Once the landscaping is all done, it's going to be on fire. We're going to be looking right out here. So don't mind this random locker. This is part of my kids' renovation project. Episode 2, you'll be able to see the incredible bed palace that I built for them. You love the bed, babe? It's incredible. So just stay tuned. A lot of projects is going to be happening on the Project Home Show, but not just at my house. That's the other part of this show, is that I'll be going to some of my friends' house to do projects, my friends' creative spaces. So we got a lot coming up. So I'm glad to be using my skills to help my friends, my family as well. So, and then inspiring all the people on YouTube. But let's check out my laundry room, or I would call it the laundry nook, because it's not a room. Laundry nook hallway renovation. All right, let's check it out. All right, guys, here I am in the laundry room nook, not room, but nook, just to be specific. So it was important for me to design this area because it is in the pathway to the restroom. So if you're coming from the living room, you got to pass this area to get to the bathroom. So it was important for it not to look crazy. So when people come over your house, they're like, ew, that looks totally gross. But anyway, so some of the design challenges that we had to knock out was definitely designing around the the crawl space for the attic. So that was one thing, but I chose to put a veneer on there with the nice black handles to just give it a feel, just to match the whole area. Also, we installed the laundry rail, like a, you know, to hang clothes when you're done with washing the clothes that can't go in the dryer. You can hang them there, or stuff out the dryer if you're going to fold in this area, totally fine. Also, it was my first time making shaker cabinet doors, which were pretty cool. I really love that. There was a bunch of cool videos on YouTube to help you with that concept. You know, came out nice. I love it. Another design challenge I'm gonna show you guys, trying to position my camera, is behind that plant there. Behind the plant is all my plumbing for the washer and dryer. So since I had to design around it, I just put a plant there just so it wouldn't be like ill. And I know some more experienced people out there would have did it differently, but that's my resolve. I even left this area open here just for easy access to the plumbing for the washer. But it looks cool, it looks fine. I installed the floating shelf or mantle, whichever you want to call it, for some decor. Also went up the wall with a nice tile, beautiful tile, just to give it that vibe. You know, new, fresh, clean. Also, it was my first time doing a herringbone pattern on the wall. That was pretty fun with the wood. I think you guys can see it's, yeah. So also I made this little cool hook here, just a random wooden hook to hang the laundry room sign. All change left in the pockets will be considered a tip. So that was fun. So, but also in this area, another design challenge was that the light switch is inside the cabinet, but we can work around that. That's not a problem. There's a plug in there too if I need to charge like the Dyson vacuum that we have. Anyway, also we installed lighting in here. I love this little track light, the antique track light, to just stay with the vibe. That's pretty dope. And then also just noting that the cabinet space before, those little terrible kitchen cabinets that I bought were terrible, and they couldn't fit anything. I think they could only fit about 9 tiles total. So this, both cabinets are like 54 inches tall and very deep, like 24 inches deep. So it fits everything now. Nothing has to go on the counter. If anything's on the counter, it's only there temporarily. So thank God, because I get OCD about that. Also in the hallway, we installed this nice pendant light that I got off Amazon. It's pretty cool. I love that. A lot of cool features. So also noting that this project wasn't just this, the cabinets and all that. It was also the door jamb that I'm standing in is to my kids' room, and I had to redo the whole thing because the door, I tried to just like change it off, and everybody knows that old door jambs, if they're built after a certain time, you got swelling and growth and all that, so it just didn't fit right. So I had to rip it out and rebuild the door jamb. Now the door is hung perfectly. Painted the hallway. I put new trim in the hallway around the doors and stuff like that. So it has a fresh new feel, and I'm very excited, very satisfied. What I would have done differently is the actual cabinets itself. After this project, I kind of learned more about joinery, specifically pocket hole screws and that type of stuff, which make your project very strong. But I actually built these out of like a 2x3 framing instead of just using a nice strong plywood. That would have like saved me time if I would have built the cabinet base out of plywood. So I did the framing because I was overthinking. I was thinking that I needed to do stronger base because of how I had this kind of sitting on the counter, bracing it into, you know, the framing and stuff like that. So just overthinking, that's all. And that happens for a lot of us who are DIY, but you know, better luck next time. But it came out looking great. The paint on the cabinet, I love that. So anyway, I'm very excited about episode 2, which is my kids' room renovation. That has about 3 phases to it. I can't wait to show you this bunk bed palace that I built for them. It's incredible. So check out episode 2. Like the video, subscribe, and make sure you share it with a friend. That's how you can help my family. We're over here building a legacy. All right, so we'll see you on the next episode.